The Picardy Stone lies around 8 miles south of Huntly. It is sited in a farmer's field, and there is a small lay-by which can park one car next to the field. The stone is 2 metres tall and stands in its original location, and it dates back to around 600 AD.
Try not to electrocute yourself. So, that's how you get into this field. You hop across the stile. There are cows in this field, by the way, just to let you know.
In 1867, excavations showed that the stone once stood on a circular cairn with a nearby extended grave. The stone sits in direct sight of Dunnideer Castle, which was an ancient fort and probably the stronghold of a Pictish chief.
So just to get your bearings, Dunnideer Castle is on the hill just there behind me, and this is the Picardy Stone in a farmer's field with cows. I love cows, no problem being in here with cows. There is just a little parking spot, a little pull-in just opposite, and it's down a really narrow lane, so just be careful if you're driving along, but you do have to hop across the stile to get in, but once you're in you can get in this enclosed area. It's really peaceful, isn't it? Yeah. And also, just to say, this stone gets covered up in the winter, so don't come in the winter because you won't be able to see it. It does get covered up, so it's protected from the elements because it's out in the open here.
The stone is quite weathered, and the carvings on the Picardy Stone are not easy to see, but they are typical of early Pictish symbol stones and are especially peculiar to this part of Scotland. They include a double disc and Z-rod. This symbol is typically found in this region, but its meaning is unknown. Some theories suggest it may refer to the sun and the moon, or life and death. The Z-rod may be a broken spear, but its meaning is also unknown. This image is of a tightly coiled serpent and Z-rod. The serpent is widely acknowledged as relating to medicine or healing. The last image is of a simple mirror. The mirror is often seen with a comb and is generally thought to represent a woman or a female of wealth and standing, possibly royalty. But some scholars think it may also represent a window on the soul of a departed person. We don't know a lot about the Picts, except that they are the descendants of Iron Age tribes who occupied the area north of the Forth of Clyde in around the 1st millennium AD. They left about 300 carved stones across the country which display a variety of enigmatic symbols, most of which we are unable to attach a meaning to. Later stones were more overtly Christian cross-slabs, on which the Christian cross dominates the traditional symbols. The Picardy Stone seems to serve as a memorial or burial marker, but on the whole, we don't know why the Picts erected these stones. What is certain is that they are skillfully executed works of art. Another of these works of art is the Maiden Stone, one of the most beautiful pieces of Pictish sculpture in northeast Scotland.
Okay. You have to park your car on the side of the road here again, and then you just walk up this little piece to the Maiden Stone.
Located near the Chapel of Garioch, 4.5 miles northwest of Inverurie, the Maiden Stone is a 3-metre tall cross-slab made of pink granite, which dates to sometime after 700 AD. It is a sculptural delight, bearing both characteristic Pictish symbols and what may be a biblical scene. It may be one of the last symbol-bearing monuments to have been erected in Aberdeenshire, and probably stands close to its original location.
The story of this stone is that there was a maiden, a local lass, who made a stone that she could make a bannock, which is a type of savoury pancake, bread type thing, pancake, that she could make this bannock quicker than he could build a road. Well, he actually did build a road before she managed to make this pancake thing, and the man was in fact disguised as the devil, and so he grabbed hold of her and turned her into stone, basically. And the notch that you see is meant to be where he actually grabbed hold of her and turned her into a stone.
By the way, not all men are devils.
No, you're not a devil. Most of the time.
The crossface is extremely weathered, but on it is a male figure flanked by two opposed sea monsters, possibly depicting Jonah escorted by two whales. A ring-headed cross beneath the figure, and ornate carved patterns including interlacing, key patterns and knotwork. The carvings on this side are divided into 4 panels. The top panel features carvings of a centaur and other animals. In Greek mythology, centaurs often depict warriors, but in medieval times they were thought to represent the devil. Could the presence of a centaur on this stone represent the devil who turned the bannock-baking maiden to stone when she lost her bet with him? The one below has a notched rectangle with a Z rod. The notched rectangle is thought to represent the holes that would be made in a piece of wood when starting a fire. So this notched rectangle may be relating to a person who was accomplished in fire raising. Perhaps it relates to the fire or oven that the maiden would have baked her bannocks in. This panel shows the Pictish beast, one of the most common symbols, although it's a mystery what it represents. It looks a bit like a seahorse, or possibly a dolphin, or maybe an elephant. Whatever it is, it was clearly very important in Pictish mythology. The bottom panel depicts a mirror with double-sided comb. We know that the mirror and comb often signify that the stone is telling the story of a female. The tale of the bannock-baking maiden has led to the interpretation of this mirror as her bread spade, and the comb a loaf of bread. Around the base of the stone appears to be a delicate inscription written in Ogham, an ancient form of writing. As a cross-slab, the Maiden Stone is an overtly Christian monument, which because of its scale was probably intended to be a significant marker in the landscape. The information plaque by this stone has been partially coloured, as it's thought that the Picts did in fact paint these stones with pigments made from plants and animals. They must have looked truly magnificent. Plenty of local folklore exists around the Maiden Stone, the most common one being the tale that I related earlier about the daughter of the Laird of Balkan, who made a wager with the devil about baking bannocks. Another says it's a memorial to a young woman killed as a result of a dispute between 2 families. And another links the stone to St. Maiden, an early Christian missionary about whom very little is known. Whichever tale you believe, I think you'll agree it is a most fascinating work of ancient art.